up to the toes and back to the heels. Rocking between all four corners of the feet, reminding the core that has something to do with balance. Looking for that balance. We'll do a couple more of these. And then we're going to take the feet out nice and wide. Arms come long off the shoulders. Taking it side to side, steady in the hips. We're reminding the core has something to do with supporting the spine. When this feels like a good rhythm to you, you can start adding those knees, lunging right over the toes, side to side. Open the chest. Arm circles forward, big or small, they are your arm circles. Pinch your shoulder blades back. Smooth out the breath cycle. Tall and proud through the spine. Reverse those arm circles. Coming back into center, arms come up. Take the right wrist over to the left. Take the left wrist over to the right. Circling around to the long edge of the mat. Walk the hands out slightly. Turn the toes the same direction as the hands. Inhale to the balls of the feet. Try to stack the hips over the shoulders. Exhale back to the heels, hamstring stretch. Inhaling to the balls of the feet. Looking for abdominal compression. Hear my voice how it should feel. Exhale back to the heels, hamstring stretch. 2 more times like that. Your breath cycle, your pacing. After the last one, coming back into center, alternate knee taps down, internally rotating the knees. You're moving at the pace that you feel safe in your body. Smooth out that breath cycle. Shoulders are down, chin is lifted. 1 more on each side. And then we're going to walk our hands over to the right foot. Finding runner's lunge on the right. Squeeze the left buttock as you tap and lift the left knee. Shoulders are down, chin is lifted. Keeping that left buttock tight is going to push you into the hip flexor. Releasing the left knee down. Heel toe the right foot to the edge of the mat. Hands come on the inside of the foot, coming out to the outer blade of the foot and back to the sole. We're working external hip rotation. Chin is lifted. We can see the top of the mat. 1 more of these. And then tuck the back toe, release the back knee, let the left arm float to the sky, side angle, right leg straightens for triangle. Circle this around to the long edge of the mat, head, neck, and shoulders dangle. Let this feel good to you. Maybe side to side, binding with the ankles, whatever feels nice in your wide leg forward fold. Taking this over to the left foot, finding runner's lunge on the left. We're going to squeeze the right buttock as we tap and lift the knee. Again, keeping the buttock tight as you tap and lift. It's going to push you into the hip flexor. You'll feel that differently than if you were not squeezing. Releasing the right knee down and heel toeing the left foot to the edge of the mat. Hands come on the inside of the foot, come to the outer blade and back to the sole, external hip rotation. One more of these. And then tucking the right toe, releasing the right knee, let the right arm float, side angle, left leg straightens to triangle. Circling around to the long edge of the mat again. Heel toe the feet in closer together so that you can drop down into a squat with the heels down. Reach the arms forward. Inhale, straighten the legs, plant the hands. Exhale, drop the bottom, reach the arms. Inhaling, planting those hands, straightening the legs. And exhale, dropping down and reaching. Moving between the 2 places with your breath cycle, your pace. We'll do 2 more of these. And then coming up to forward fold, heel toe the feet in together and draw a horseshoe around those feet. When you are ready to come back into stillness in the middle, we'll roll this up 1 vertebrae at a time. Shoulders come up and back. And again. All right, get a drink as needed. We're going to work our mid-back work. I'll hike up my shirt a bit so you can see this work if you've not done it before. Hands are on the hips. They are not on the thighs. You'll wish they were on the thighs. Bend the knees so that you can get the back nice and flat to the mat, so getting that parallel to the ground. Dropping the belly and arching the back when we're working through standing cat-cows. So we're going to be at these for about 35 seconds. I don't determine how many you're going to get, and neither do you. Your mid-back is just going to do however many it can, and then it will stop. So when your mid-back won't do any more, you are done. Forward fold time for you. So working as you feel like you can, keeping the breath cycle flowing. And when you're ready, release it down, forward fold. Inhale, arms high. Releasing them back down to the hips. We're going to take a flat back again. This time we're going to lock the arms in next to the ears. Finger guns. Inhale up an inch. Exhale down an inch. You're drawing a 2-inch line in the air using the power of the torso. Working to control that breath cycle. Now we're going to take it side to side. Can you make it come from the waistline? It's okay if the answer is no. It's all right if it's coming from the hips. We're all a work in progress. We're trying to make it come from the waistline. Coming back in the center, tiny circles. Trace a quarter. And reverse your quarter. Releasing it down, forward fold. All right, we got one more. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, interlace those fingers. We'll be pulling up on the head the whole time now. Bending the knees just a little bit. Draw 3 slow figure eights in the air with your torso. Don't go so fast you make yourself sick. That is not a joke. That is absolutely serious. So 3, nice and slow. When the third one has been completed, we'll meet up in the middle and drop down into a chair. When you get there, right elbow down, left elbow up. Left elbow down, right elbow up. Right elbow down, left elbow up. Left elbow down, right elbow up. Right down, left up. Left down, right up. Come back to center line, straightening the legs mostly and dangling the upper body. Right elbow down, left elbow up. Left elbow down, right elbow up. Right elbow down, left elbow up. Left elbow down, right elbow up. One more time. Right down and left down. Release it to forward fold. Get a break, get a drink. All right, we have our planks coming up. So it doesn't matter to me which end of the mat you walk out from. Choose an end of the mat. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, candy cane yourself down to walk out from forward fold to your first plank. That plank can land on its knees. It can be on the hands and toes. It can have one push-up here. It can have no push-ups here. It can have a push-up on your knees. Walk your hands back into your feet when you've made your decision. Inhaling and rolling all the way up. And exhale. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, back down. Walk it out. Plank number 2. Do you want 2 push-ups? Do those push-ups happen on your knees? Do they happen on your toes? Do they happen at all? Walk your hands back into your feet. Rolling all the way up to standing. Shoulders come up and back. Inhale, arms high. You know where we're going. Third time through, walk it out. Do you want to do 3 push-ups? When you've made your decision about 3 push-ups, step the right foot between the 2 hands. Do you need your hands to help the leg come the rest of the way? Right arm floats, open the chest, inhale, exhale, tap that left leg. Inhale, open, exhale, tap. Now you can also straighten the right knee on the tap if you want to add a hamstring stretch to this, in addition to the rotation and opening. That is optional. One more of whatever you got though. Right hand plants, right leg steps back, left leg comes forward, help it as needed. Finding that runner's lunge, left arm floats, inhale. Exhale, tap the right leg. Inhale, open, exhale, maybe straightening that left knee to tap and bending back in as we reach and drop the groin down. Your choice. One more. Releasing this down to a plank. All right, we don't stand on the heels of the feet. We don't want to stand on the heels of the hands. Turn those fingertips white. Shoulders are down, chin is lifted. We can see the top of the mat. Smooth out the breath cycle. Are your shoulders trying to crawl up the back of the neck? Pull them down. Feel the muscles around the ribs hugging tight, working our slow twitch muscle fibers. Are you starting to dump into the heels of the hands? Turn those fingertips wide again. Feel that lift the center of the palm. The forearms are working here. How's the breath cycle? Deepen it. Can you slow it down? Keeping the jaw soft, the chin lifted. We're going to push back to a downward facing dog in 2, 1, 0. Push it back, downward facing dog. Drop to your knees, child's pose. You can come up to your fingertips for a deeper shoulder stretch. You can bring your hands back by your feet, palms up, to release the shoulders entirely. Make the decision that feels good for you. Take a break, get a drink. We're going to come into a forearm plank next. When you're ready to find that forearm plank, pardon me. Middle fingers are spread wide. Elbows are directly behind the wrists. Gazes to the top of the mat. Step your feet back into that forearm plank. All right, from here, while looking at our own hands, we're going to tap the right knee and tap the left knee. Trying to keep the hips level as we alternate those knee taps. Keep the rib cage muscles hugging in tight. Feeling it build that muscular corset for you. Are your shoulders trying to crawl up the back of your neck? Pull them down. Try to plug those shoulder blades into their own pockets. Let's do 4 more knee taps on each side. And then rock to the toes and back to the heels. Plank rocks, rocking forward and rocking back. Again, the chin stays lifted. We can see the top of the mat the whole time. Are you starting to feel like you're ready for a break? Let's go ahead and release it down to the knees. Find another child's pose. All right, we're going to work some side planks next. So choosing a side to start, we're going to start with a modified side plank. So we're going to be on our hand. The hand is just slightly in front of the shoulder so that when we push up, we have a 90-degree angle. The bottom knee is on the ground. The top leg is extended. Right top arm is extended long. Inhale, push this all the way up. Arch the rib cage to the sky. Exhale, drop and tap. Inhale, pushing it up, and exhale, dropping and tapping. Two more like this. On the last one, hold it at the top, pulse the top. Hold it up. Top hand comes behind the head, point the top toe, lift and lower the leg. Shoulders pull down. Hold it at the top, tiny circles, trace a quarter. Switch the direction of your quarter. And release it down. All right. Swing the legs in front of you. Stretch the arm you were working. Stretch the other arm. And stretch the first arm again. Switching sides, taking this into that side plank on the other side. We have a modified setup, of course, the bottom leg is bent. Top arm extends long. Inhale, lift it up, reach it up. Exhale, bring it down to tap. Inhale, arching the rib cage, and exhale, tapping. Just 4 more like this. Now holding it up, take that hand behind the head, lift and lower the top leg, point that toe. Hold it up, pulse it, tiny circles. Switch the direction of your circle. And release it down. Swing the legs around. Stretch the arm that you were just on. Stretch the other side. And stretch the arm that you were just on again. Coming back onto our bottoms, we'll bend the knees and roll down one vertebrae at a time. Bringing the knees into the chest, lifting head, neck, and shoulder blades up. We're going to inhale, extend out to a wide V. Exhale, drive the knees into the chest. So we have our double leg stretch. The gaze is between the legs or to the belly button. Don't let the gaze rise up or it's going to start to strain your neck. You can press the tongue into the roof of the mouth to alleviate any discomfort of this. Suck the belly button down to the spine. If you notice your tummy muscles doming out or you need a break, just take a break. Just take a break. It's better to have good form than it is to train your tummy muscles outward rather than downward and inward. Using those exhales to drive the knees in. Keep the low back pressed into the ground. 2 more. Taking a hold of just the right leg. Extend the left leg out, pulse it 2 times, and switch. Single leg stretch. Keeping the belly button pulled down, chin to the chest. Anytime you need to rest the head, neck, and shoulder blades down, feel free to do that. It does take time to build the strength. Feet are pointed, half of a flex, half of a point, like the Barbie doll foot. One more on each side. Bringing the knees in. Rest the head, neck, and shoulders down. We're going to take the legs up to the sky. Let's make a diamond shape with the hands. Put it underneath the buttocks as a modification to start. We're going to take this right leg, drop it down, inhaling. Exhale, tap it behind the left foot. Inhale, lower. Exhale, tap. Now, if you don't need the modification, you can take those hands out from underneath you at any time. They can press down into the floor. They can come behind your head. You can lift the head, neck, and shoulder blades up off the mat if you want a little bit more here. 2 more. Now holding the right leg behind the left, reverse curl, reverse curl, reverse curl. Think about bringing the feet to the ceiling rather than the thighs to the chest. Two more like this. And separate the feet. Left leg drops. Inhale, lowering. Exhale, tapping behind the right heel. Trying to get the legs straight is its own work, so if you're working to try to get those knees straight and you feel persecuted, that is exactly the sensation of getting those knees straight. Elbows are wide if the head, neck, and shoulder blades are lifted. Don't interlace the fingers. Two more, just like this. And then that left foot is going to lock behind the right foot as we reverse curl. Reverse curl. Reverse curl. Just 2 more reverse curls. Bring the knees into a tabletop. All right, if the head was up, go ahead and rest it down. Let's all put our hands underneath the buttocks in a diamond shape as a modification. We can lose it if we need to. We're going to reverse curl from here, and we're going to think about bringing the shins to the ceiling. So we're trying to lift the shins to the ceiling. So I'm not bringing my knees into my chest. I'm lifting my shins to the ceiling. Shins to the ceiling. It's a little bit more challenging. You might need longer pauses between each attempt. That is perfectly acceptable. Just 2 more. Releasing the feet down to the floor. We're going to cross the legs, Indian style. Taking the hands to the shoulders or behind the head. Don't pull on the head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale, exhale, crunch this up. Inhale, lowering down. Exhale, cross-legged sit up. Now, if you're struggling here, you can use something heavy in your hands to make this easier. So adding a water bottle or some weights to your hands can make this tougher. You can bring your hands to heart center. That sometimes makes it a little bit easier to make the movement. We're only going to do 2 more like this. But then we are going to switch the cross of the legs. Because you just crossed your legs in the one that feels easy and natural. We're going to switch it to the other one. And we're going to continue the cross-legged sit-ups. This eliminates the work of the hip flexors entirely. So the hip flexors cannot help you in this. So it does make it extra difficult for the abdominals. If this is challenging, just know that you're not wrong. It is definitely challenging. Let's do 4 more. Last one. Lowering down to the mat. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a break. Give yourself a hug. And then we're going to take the legs straight up to the sky, pointing the toes, getting those knees nice and straight. Grab a hold of the right leg. Lift the head, neck, and shoulder blades up. Drop the left leg, pulse it 2 times, and switch. So we're working our single straight leg stretch. Only taking the legs as low as you can control this. Belly button sucks down to the spine. Jaw is soft, gaze is between the legs. Let's do 1 more on each leg. And then let's take the modification to start our double straight leg stretch. Both hands come beneath the buttocks. Press the head, neck, and shoulder blades down on the ground. Inhale, lower those straight legs, maybe to a 45, maybe lower. Exhale, bring it up. Now the limitation is when the low back peels up off the ground, you're going too deep. You got to keep the low back pressed down the whole time. So maybe this is happening at 45, maybe it's lower. That's up to your strength today. Now, if this feels good, you can take those hands out from underneath the buttocks. And if you want to lift the head, neck, and shoulder blades up, you can also add the abdominal crunch to this as well. One more. Bringing the knees in, give it a break. And we will roll over to our bellies. All right. So, when you're ready to find your tummy, we're going to extend the arms out long in front of us, lifting the chest, lifting the upper back up off the ground. We're going to circle the arms, the top half of the circle 8 times. Keep the chest lifted. Now the bottom half of the circle. Not everyone can tap the fingers over the buns. If that's not you, that's okay. We're working for it. Doesn't mean we have it. Now hold the hands back by the hips, palms up, flutter them upward. Keep the chest lifted. Keep fluttering. Turn the palms down. Keep fluttering. Lift the chest. Flutter the pinkies in towards one another. And release this all the way down. Let's push us back to a child's pose. Again, if you would like to come up to the fingertips, if that deeper to shoulder stretch is Good for you. Maybe you take that shoulder stretch. Maybe the hands come back by the hips, palms up. Get a break. When you're ready, we will work some tabletop next. Maybe you get a little drink. All right. So finding some tabletop, I'm going to turn around. Hands are underneath the shoulders, knees below the hips. We're just going to start with the right leg only in a donkey kick, lifting and lowering. Squeeze the buns all the way through the movement. Now we're going to add on, like lifting, crossing over the left knee, lifting again and lowering. Lift, cross, lift, lower. Two more like this. Extend that right leg out long, toe to the right corner of the mat. Lift it up, tap it in the middle, lift it up, tap it on the left. So we're making a big M. Tapping in the middle and each corner. Hips stay square to the floor, buns are tight, shoulders are down, chin is lifted. Don't dump into the wrists. Make sure those fingertips are turning white when the hands are down. All right, last one. Okay, we're going to come down to the left forearm. Right hand is going to step out just a little bit. Take that right leg as high as you can. Inhale, exhale, drive the knee down to the elbow or shoulder. Inhale, extend, exhale, drive it. Now extend that leg out, swing it forward, turn the toe to the floor, tap and lift, tap and lift. And release to a child's pose. Sit it back, seat the feet, forehead to the mat, arms extend. When you're ready, we'll switch sides. I'm going to turn around. All right, so left leg extends. I'm sorry, the left knee is bent. We're taking this to donkey kicks. When you're ready, inhale, exhale, drive it up. Using that squeeze at the top. Fingertips are white, shoulders are down, chin is lifted. We can see to our hands or past them. Two more like this, and then we're going to add to it. Lift, cross, lift, lower. Lift, cross, lift, lower. Crossing that right knee, lifting and lowering. One more. Now extend that left toe to the back of the mat, left to the left corner. Lift it up, tap it to the middle, lift it up, tap it to the right. Making that big M, tapping the toe in each corner and the middle. Squeezing the buns, keeping the hips level, not letting them open up. One more set. Come down to the right forearm. Take the left hand out just a little bit. Drive that left leg up to the sky. Exhale, knee to elbow or shoulder. Inhale, extend it. Exhale, drive it down. Now take that leg long, swing it forward, turn the toe to the floor, tap and lift, tap and lift. And release. Give yourself a child's pose. Oh, we have our sidekick series coming up next, and then we will be ready to stretch out and be done. You'll want to do your weaker leg first if you know which one that is. The bottom leg will be stabilizing you, so it's already going to get a workout before we even turn it around. All right. We're going to start laying out long. Bodies to the back of the mat. Bottom arm is extended. Top hand can be on the floor for support. We're going to take some mermaids here. Squeeze the thighs tight together. Inhale, exhale, lift the legs. Using those exhales to flap your mermaid tail. Now pulse it up. Releasing that down. Coming to head in the hand. Making that boomerang shape with the body. Point the top toe, kick it up, flex the foot, lower down. Toes point in the same direction. Don't let the toe turn to the sky. You can even lead with the heel if that keeps you from turning the toe to the sky. So that is going to limit how high you can kick. You can kick up higher if you turn the toe to the sky, but we're not doing that, are we? One more like this, and then we're going to switch it, flexing to kick and pointing down. Flex up, point down. Flexing up and pointing down. Two kicks forward, two kicks back, leg is equidistant from the floor. Keeping those hips steady might mean you want the hand on the ground for stability. The hand on the hip to guide it, or if you're looking for more work, you can put your hand on your head. Coming back into center, draw a line up the inseam of the pant with the toe, kick it to the sky, and back down. Drawing a line, kicking, and back down. 3 more, just like that. Lifting the top leg, bend the knee. Tap the knee forward and the toe behind you. Working that range of motion in the hip. Aligning the knees, take the top leg as high as you can. Forward and backward. It may not be a pretty motion, but we're working the very edge of your range of motion at your flexibility, our mobility. So if I could reach more, I would, but this is where it is today. So reach it as high as you can as you go forward and backward. At the edge of the flexibility, you can reach with your strength, your mobility. One more. Straightening that leg out. Big circles forward. Now big circles back. The movement here is trying to reach the leg as far back behind you as you can. Fight your own butt. Your butt's back there. It doesn't want to go back. Take the leg back there anyway. Aligning the feet, bring the top leg back a little bit, turn the toe to the sky, lift and lower. When you get your gluteus medius to engage, you can switch to the pulse. It sometimes takes a couple reps to get the right muscle group to grab. but when it grabs, you'll know it. It's right underneath the hip bone, and it's burning. Releasing the pulls to go right into big bicycle. Find your full range of motion. It's all about the kick behind you. The best part about bicycles is there are only 6 in each direction. So we'll do 2 more forward and then reverse the bicycle. Last one, bend both knees, bring them up, lift the top ankle. Kick behind you and close the knees. So this is pushing behind you. We're trying to kick at a 45-degree angle as high as you can. You're kicking backwards. So it's like someone's standing behind you and you're trying to push them in the face. You should definitely be feeling the hip and the buttock here. It's almost like it's trying to peel off the bone. You're doing it right. 2 more. Now close this up, lift the top ankle. We're going to open, kick, feet together, closed. Open, kick, feet together, closed. Just 2 more like this, and then we'll switch sides. Bringing this up to seated, bring the top leg in for a hug. Give it a squeeze. Maybe you want a little seated tree or Jani Shirshasana before you attempt a head of cow. See how many attempts of head of cow does it take you to get the ability to fold forward over it. If it takes a couple attempts, just take the cow apart and put it back together. If you thought you hated head of cow in yoga, it's because you've not done it in Pilates after sidekick series. When you feel like you have gotten that first hip and buttock to release, we will lay this all the way down. We're setting up our mermaid again. So I'm laying on my bicep. My hand can be on the floor. We're going to lift and lower the legs. Now pulse it at the top. And release it down, setting up the elbow underneath the shoulder. I'm sorry, head and the hand is making that boomerang shape. We're going to take the top leg, point the toe, kick up, flex the foot, lower down. Point the kick and flex the lower. Toes point in the same direction. Remember, if you're getting really high in the kicks, you're probably letting the hip open. Try leading with the heel to stop yourself. 1 more. Now flex the kick, point to lower, flexing up and pointing down. Last one like this. 2 kicks forward, 2 kicks back, leg is equidistant from the floor. And now bringing that back in the center, point the toe, draw a line up the inseam of the bottom leg, kick it to the sky and back down the way it came. So slide, kick, slide, down. Just like that, and 3 more times. Last one. Bending the top knee. You can use the hand on the floor if you'd like. We're tapping the knee in front of you and the toe behind you. Finding that hip mobility movement. Now aligning the kneecaps, take the top leg as high as you can, forward and backward. Doesn't have to be a pretty movement. It's moving the way it does though. Trying to reach the range of motion we can reach tonight. 2 more. Straightening that leg out, big circles forward. And now reverse them. This is all about taking the leg as far behind you as you can. Now stacking the feet, bring the top leg back a little bit, turn the toe to the sky, lift and lower. When the gluteus medius engages, that's the one we're looking for. Burn it out. When you can't stand it anymore, we're switching the big bicycles forward, full range of motion. Last one forward and reverse. Last one. Bending both knees. Lift the top ankle. Kick behind you at a 45-degree angle. Tap the knee. So you're reaching behind you. You're pushing that leg back. It's all happening from the hip and the buttock. The quadricep isn't really helping at all. This is not a kick forward. This is pushing backward. Let's do 2 more. Closing the legs up, lifting the ankles, clamshell, kick, feet together, close. Open knee, kick, feet together, close. Just 2 more. We'll push this up to seated, bring that top leg in for a hug. Maybe you want a little seated tree pose for a moment before you attempt your head of cow. How many attempts of head of cow will get you into head of cow? Maybe it's 1, maybe it's more than 1. When you feel like you have gotten that hip, thigh, and buttock to stretch and release, we can find a tabletop. Give it a slow press up to your down dog, giving yourself that stretch up the hamstrings. And then we'll walk the hands into the feet and round up to stand. Crossing the right leg over top of the left, dangle yourself at the waistline. The gaze is to the shins, not to the floor. Let the head, neck, and shoulders be heavy. And then rolling it back up, take the right arm over, same leg, side bend. Hold of the left side of the head, step the right leg out, neck stretch. You can push to the left palm if that's helpful. When you're satisfied with your neck stretch, release, take the left foot, step it over the right, dangle yourself at the waistline. The gaze is to the shins, not to the floor. Looking at your own legs, rolling it up when you're ready. Take the left arm over, same leg, side bend. And then when you've stretched out that left side, find with the right side of the head, step the left foot out, push through the right palm if you'd like. Releasing, turning both palms to face the ceiling, stretch out the core, lean it back. And then exhale, release. Congratulate yourself. You survived another 45 minutes. We did it.